Happy New Year! Yay! I am not in my office today because I am hiding from my family. I love them, really I do. But I also needed to get this vlog to you. My office downstairs doesn't actually have doors on it. And so with the guests over and the kids running around like crazy, cannot film in there today. I wanted to talk about prep work today that I've been working on the past week leading into the new year for my upcoming project. When I went to make a list of what all I've been doing, there wasn't much. Because kids. Working around my kids' schedules can be very difficult, especially when they're home from school, one doesn't nap, the other one doesn't like to nap alone. It can get really tricky. I often find myself by the end of the day, I'm exhausted and thought of doing more work it's just more exhausting and I just don't want to do it. So the earlier in the day that I can start working is much better for me. I recently read Monica Lionel's 8-minute writing habit, and I love the information that she put in there. One of my favorite tips she offered was that working in small sessions throughout the day can really add up, even if you only manage to write a few words at a time. Writing sprints like that, I mean, that's how I work during Nano. I grab any snatch of time I can. I just write what I can when I can. When it's not November, I find myself looking for the large chunks of time. I'm like, I need an hour to sit down and just be myself with my work in progress and write. And it's like, that's insane and impossible, and then it never gets done. Taking advantage of those little snatches of time that you can find, dictating notes into your phone on your commute, or writing a part of the scene in line at the grocery store, or just taking 8 minutes in your morning routine to kickstart your writing really helps. And so the past few days after I finished reading the 8-minute writing habit, I've included just first thing in the morning when I wake up, as soon as I can manage. Even if the kids are running around, I sit down with my laptop and I set a timer for 10 minutes. I don't know, 8 minutes just bothers me, so I go for a 10. And yesterday, I wrote, I guess it was about 178. I did 2 10-minute sprints first thing in the morning. And I was interrupted by the kids, and it was first thing in the morning. I hadn't even had coffee yet, you know, all that crazy stuff. But I still managed to get about 178 words. That was awesome. And so this morning, I sat down and did it, and I wrote almost 600 words. I ended up doing 4 10-minute sprints over breakfast. The kids, and I was talking with them and stuff, but I was just writing this vlog, as a matter of fact. But it really helped. I can see where it's gonna kick off my writing stuff, and if I can get that done every morning, just as part of my routine, then I've at least got my words in for a little bit of the day and gotten my mind focused onto my manuscript. Since I haven't had a lot of time with the kids home from school, finding stuff I can actually work on without getting into plotting and stuff like that, it's been really difficult. But what I have been able to do is get started researching on the genre that I am going to be writing for this project. I'm diving in to paranormal romance, which is different from anything I've really written before. I've done paranormal. I love writing paranormal. Adding the extra focus of romance to a paranormal story, I think I will find a little challenging. I surveyed a reading group that I am a part of, asking for recommendations of their favorite paranormal romance stories. And I made a list, and now I've started going through and reading them. Just looking for some things like common theme and style of the cover art. Is the story multiple point of view or single? Is it first, second, third, omniscient? What tense? Is it in present or past tense? What are the common tropes? What kind of ending does it have? Is it a happily ever after, or is it not so happy at the end? What makes the book work as a whole? What are my favorite parts and what are my least favorite parts? And of course, the naughty scenes. I've seen paranormal romances go both ways, with the naughty scenes being shown and then also with them being behind closed doors, but usually it's one or the other. This is a subject that I kind of go back and forth on for including in my own books. I don't know if I want to be a behind closed door thing or actually write out those scenes. I know in the storyline that it's definitely going to come up a few times in my work, especially with them being romances, but I've never written one of those naughty scenes. It makes me a little nervous. The kids go back to school tomorrow, so that means I'm finally diving back into work, and I'm super excited to get into the series. This week, besides working on my normal Wattpad update, I'll be continuing to read from my list of paranormal romance books. and laying out some 3-act structures for the series. So until then, if you like this video and would love to see others like it, check me out on Patreon. I have some other fun rewards up there. You can always find me on Wattpad, Twitter, and Instagram. And until next week, I hope you guys have some great writing days. Bye!